Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-October right through to mid-November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. But so much is coming out in your energy already. I'm being given this energy of old artifacts, old books, hieroglyphics as well. I'm seeing lots of like archaeology type things. And oh wow, I just heard Ark of the Covenant. Yep, that was what came through as well. I mean, this is all making me think of like Indiana Jones and the temple, you know, so I'm just thinking right now, maybe there's a connection there, but this could be that this person that you're about to meet is connected to archaeology or artifacts, or perhaps you meet this person at a museum or something. Maybe it's just a conversation that you'll have with this person. So just bank that. I'm not really sure how it is relevant right now, but that is something that just kind of came right at me as I'm scrying in the water before I've even really started your reading. So yeah, let's get straight to your cards and see what's going on there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please? Whoa. Okay, so the first card that just flew out there is the hearts. Okay, you're literally the first sign to get this card, and it is your protagonist energy. So right now, I feel there is a strong vibration of you connecting to love. You're calling it in, okay? And I feel this is quite an exciting energy. We got the key. So this person is destined to meet you. The key is all about destiny. This person literally holds the key to your heart, okay? These are symbolic cards in the Lenormand deck to indicate the timeline that you're on right now. So I feel like you're calling in a soulmate. And we have some sort of social activity or event that brings you together. I feel the collective, I mean, literally so far, every reading, every sign has pretty much got that card. So this is obviously a very active time for being sociable or putting events in the calendar to get out there and try new things, because I feel like you are going to meet a person connected to something that you're drawn to going to at this time. And for some of you, it could be connected to old artifacts or something interesting that is connected to heritage or, you know, ancestry or like civilizations. There's just something coming out there. So maybe that, as I said, this person, this new person you meet is connected to that. But we have the heart. This is the protagonist energy. And I love this because this means a romantic relationship is coming in for you. And, you know, it's about loving your life, being full in your intentions, attracting passion and romance. And if you have a crush right now, for some of you, this may resonate. And if you do have a crush, you're going to see quite shortly that this person invites you out to something, Okay, you're going to go on a date with this person if you haven't already, and you've got a crush on somebody. They're actually going to invite you out very soon there. But the majority of you do not have a crush on somebody. So I feel a vibration of you connecting to a union, a loving romantic relationship where both of you raise each other up. Okay, it's not a pipe dream. You know, it doesn't mean that you're about to fall in love with a person and then the bubble bursts, because of course you've got two balloons there. When you have the heart in the Lenormand deck, it literally means a long-term relationship with a soulmate. Okay, so I feel like you're calling that in right now. There's definitely love on its way. Destiny is going to put you in the path to meet this person. I mean, looking at the energy, because the key is in the resistance position, some of you have been soul searching for yourself right now, prioritizing your own needs, but also you may have felt like you locked yourself away out of the dating scene because there hasn't been much action, not much when it comes to opportunity. You may feel there's a deficiency or a lack when it comes to anyone really connecting with you in the way that you would want to be in a relationship with them. So I feel like also you're a very private person, and it takes a special person for you to really be interested in opening up to them. Okay, so you do not fall in love easily is what I'm being given there. And I mean, I want you to be aware of your numbers as well, because 2 plus 4, we got 24 there, of course. That is 6, which is the number of love. It is the lover's card number. And then we've got 33. When you reduce it, 3 plus 3 is 6, which is the lover's card number 6 again. So I feel like you are on course to meet a person who literally holds the key to your heart. And this person, they want to get to know you on a deeper level. I feel this person is very socially active as well. I feel both of you are going to go out and have a lot of fun together. But this is the garden card. It's the park card, which basically means some sort of event brings you together. Now, this could be a planned event that you're going to. I can't tell right now. I'm going to go to the Celtic Cross and see a little bit more. But as I said, I was seeing all those artifacts. I mean, I'm not saying everyone run off to a museum or to a library, because of course there were books there as well. I mean, for some of you, it could also be run off to the movies, because, you know, it was reminding me, I didn't see Indiana Jones in the scrying. I just was reminded because of all of these really like old, ancient artifacts that are super interesting. So it could be a really interesting conversation you have with a person like that, or perhaps this person might be in the movies, or, you know, maybe it's that they're adventurous. You are Sagittarius, so it can be that you're about to meet a very exciting person that you go on lots of adventures with. But ultimately, love is coming on in here. It's a fulfilling, affectionate relationship full of fun. And I feel this person's connected to your sense of purpose in life as well, because number 20 is the judgment energy. So this can be like something within you is awakening right now, that you feel called to get out there, be more active. It's like your libido is searching to restart your desires for a connection, because this is very connection led. So I feel a lot of you, you're searching for the one. You're not going to settle for less than you truly deserve and desire. So let's get to the Celtic Cross to see a little bit more. For some of you, there could be an invitation, because I'm seeing RSVP over this card here right now. So if you have not been invited to something, then you may be shortly invited to something, but I need to see a little bit more detail. Okay. You know, sometimes there's those events at museums and galleries, and they're like, we invite you to this. It could be like a random email that comes into your email box, and you're like, oh, this looks interesting. And perhaps it's like a social evening gathering at like a museum late, or gallery after dark, or something like that. So could be relevant, but let's get to the Celtic Cross. I need to see a little bit more. Okay, how'd you like to receive? We got the Tower. The Tower is your starting card, and the crossing position there is the Ten of Wands. You've been through a lot of change and restructure. I feel you've been going through a lot of challenge in life in general, a lot of endings, learning to live life in a different way. The Tower is an indication that some of you feel a little bit isolated or alone right now. It doesn't mean that you're lonely. It can mean that you've been in solitude, you've been prioritizing perhaps your own needs. You tend to stand out. The Tower means you stand out, but some of you may have gone through some sort of shock where you had to like transform your life in some way, or you're rebuilding in some way. But the Tower can be that you just feel a little bit like somehow connection doesn't quite happen for you, or you feel like you are stuck in a routine or some sort of repetitive cycle where you're just going round in circles. You know, the Tower can be a prison of our own construct where we feel locked into a sense of duty or locked into a way of life that it feels hard to break out of. But that Ten of Wands there means you're crossing that. You are actually breaking free from something that has limited you. I mean, if you feel that you've tried everything when it comes to the dating world and you had to withdraw because you're fed up of giving your energy to something that is not yielding results, you know, that Tower can be that, you know, you've reached a plateau or a glass ceiling of limitation. You feel like there's slim pickings out there. There's nothing going on in the dating scene. So you reach your limit. You're fed up. But I feel like you could be smashing through that glass ceiling and suddenly realizing that, you know, there is a person that is laid out just for you. The Tower is not a negative card. It literally means surprise. Something that, you know, either shocks you or surprises you and you have to adapt, or you factor new information in, epiphanies, realizations. Suddenly it could be like love at first sight. Suddenly there's a new beginning here. We do have the Ten of Wands there crossing, as I said. A lot of you are under pressure to maybe keep your life running the way it is. It could be that you're holding everything together right now. You have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Hangman tells me you've waited a long time for love. So it's almost like you've stopped looking, or you felt like if it's going to come, it's going to come. You're not going to force it. On the earthly plane position, we've got the Five of Cups there. You know, a lot of collective are getting that Five of Cups. So I'm getting a strong sense for some of you that you may be lamenting a life you once knew. So whether you felt like you used to be more active or it just used to be easier to connect when it came to meeting people, I just get an energy of you feeling like you lost that loving feeling for a while because you felt like you lost a sense of self. And you're reconnecting to a part of yourself, and there's a new chapter opening up. And I feel like that Five of Cups is actually pretty positive because it normally means that where you can't see love occurring because either you've been there or done that and you've been let down in love, or you feel that love has been disappointing in some way, the figure on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there is 3 cups spilt on the floor. If you don't know this card, look it up, because although this card is beautiful, it doesn't give you, like, symbolically a pictorial version of what the card actually means. And the figure is lamenting 3 cups that have spilt on the floor, which can be that at one time those cups were fulfilled. They were, you know, filled to the brim, and things went wrong, or, you know, you were let down, or it just felt like it's difficult, or there's a shortage. It's like, nope, that's not working for me. So therefore you just have focused on the fact that there's no one out there, or there's a deficiency, or love hurts. You may be grieving a past situation and trying to heal from it. Especially if some of you have had a very shocking end in a relationship there. Ten of Wands and a Tower can be like a big ending, a very dramatic, chaotic, painful ending there for you. And you're trying to heal from that and literally move on, overcome it. And it can be that you can't see that love is coming on in. But if that figure on the Five of Cups just turned around, the universe is laying 2 cups there. 2 cups means union, reciprocity, romance, sharing a life with each other, understanding each other, and being attracted to each other, and taking this thing called life as a journey together. So it can be that right now you can't see how love is coming on in, but the universe is orchestrating things right now to align you with, you know, love and possibility. So I feel that Five of Cups is saying, don't focus on everything that's going wrong or has been going wrong, or it's time to kind of like reinvest in yourself and start thinking about the possibilities of how love is coming in for you, because it is. I can see it right there. We've got the Emperor there. We've got the Temperance card. So your advice to yourself in this moment is the Temperance card. Create balance and harmony in your life. The Temperance card is the Sagittarian card, so it's like prioritize your own needs, keep life in balance, especially if you feel, you know, things outside of your love life have been chaotic. You've been holding it all together. You're under a lot of pressure right now. A lot of you, you're overcommitted. You know, Ten of Wands is a very busy energy. It can mean that you've taken on a lot more and you're trying to handle it, and you're trying to have some sort of structure in your life, because of course the Tower can be structure. But let's see. I mean, the Emperor energy can tell me that you've got a lot of duty or responsibility there. We've got the Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior energy. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you've been going through some very challenging times, my beautiful Sagittarians. We've got the Queen of Wands, and we've got the Chariot. So there's definitely some sort of movement going on here. I would say that you're going to be seeing some movement and improvement in your love life. And with the Emperor in the near future position, I would say that there's a strong energy of you meeting a person, because this is a person. But I will clarify that when I get there, because let's start at the very beginning of your Celtic cross, which is the Tower. Let's clarify this, because the Tower as a foundation card indicates that, you know, you stand out. You naturally stand out. And it can indicate as well that you're someone who had to be strong because you've been through a lot, and you're very private. So you may feel that sometimes it's hard to connect to people, or you feel guarded in some way. But the Tower can literally be a revamp or restructure of your life. You feel change is necessary. Something needs to give right now. And, you know, it's like sometimes we can't control how things happen. So we have to let it all fall as it should. And then we kind of like pick ourselves up and wait for things to sort of materialize. So I just need to find why your Tower is in this position, because I feel you do not go unnoticed. Okay, that's something that's coming through there. I feel like you do get attention. You may not see it, but I feel like you do get attention. But perhaps you're so busy focused on the structure of your life that you don't become aware when someone kind of like has feelings for you or flirtations. Eight of Cups. So whoever I'm picking up on right now, I'm getting two energies, okay? One is the World, because you got the World card there, and the Eight of Cups. It can indicate that something in the world that everybody's been navigating for the last couple of years has literally made your life different. The Eight of Cups can be like you walked away from everything you once knew, and you're navigating a brand new world, and you're trying to find yourself in that new world. It can also indicate that circumstances have changed in your life, and you've done a lot of soul searching. You're on a journey of self-discovery. You're seeking deeper meaning in relationships, greater authenticity, and you may feel like you're not meeting those sort of people right now that you would want to commit to, okay? With the World energy, a lot of you, this can indicate that you feel you're searching for your place in the world with that Eight of Cups, and you're just working out who you are and what you want, and walking a path you feel you ought to walk right now, because you may feel like you haven't quite reached a destination point in your life. So this could be you locking onto goals. You're very goal-oriented at this moment in time, and you walked away from the dating scene because you have stuff to do right now. You've got a calling. You're prioritizing your own needs. But also this can be a lot of you that I'm picking up on right now are closing out a chapter of your life, something that perhaps was either shocking or discombobulating. This could be that with that World energy, a relationship came to an end. Eight of Cups, you had to walk away from this. It was not fulfilling, or you felt it let you down in some way. You're withdrawing, retreating. A lot of you are like, I'm moving on from this. It's not that you're not wanting love. It means you're not prioritizing it as something you're seeking at, you know, the present time. Although something is shifting within you because you have this card, which means you're on a vibration to lock onto love. So I feel like you may be getting a little bit more curious, a little bit more socially active at this time, and you're learning to fall back in love with your life in some way. Also, for some of you, not all of you, some of you may have been abandoned in a connection. Something came to a very abrupt end. Doesn't mean it happened like yesterday or a couple of months ago or years ago. It could be decades ago. For some of you, you're trying to get over something that was so monumentally hard, and it feels like you've been soul searching ever since and haven't found someone who aligns with everything that you aspire to be or you desire in a relationship. I always say anyone who walks away on the Eight of Cups, they walk straight into the Nine of Cups, because you're searching for something in life, or you're like prioritizing your own needs, but you know, you are walking away from something you once knew because it's not fulfilling. Because normally on an Eight of Cups the person are leaving are full. So it's like something isn't what you're looking for right now. So you're searching. whether that's soul searching or whether you're searching for the one and you just feel like you haven't met that person right now, I feel like you are going to, discover a love wish. You're going to be fulfilled. You're going to meet a person who ticks all your boxes, as it were. So the Tower just is telling me what the Ten of Wands is telling me, but I just needed to clarify it because it feels something ended. The world is like learning a lesson, or it can be a cycle has come to a close, an end of an era, a chapter is closing in your life. And the Ten of Wands tells me it was hard, but you're actually creating space for something new to come on in. New experiences, new possibilities, and new relationships, new friendships as well. A lot of you may even, looking at the energy, notice that some of your friendships are changing. Some of you could be going through an awakening right now because these two cards are like huge epiphany, realization, awakening. It just feels like you're not going back to something that once was. That's what I'm seeing there with that Ten of Wands, but you're moving towards something that's even better, because Ten of Wands in a crossing position, you read the reverse as well, which means recovery if you're healing from something. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you're healing from something that really shook your foundation to the very core, and you've been lamenting that ever since. Some of you are grieving a situation or even a person. And again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there if that's you. But I feel like you're recalibrating in some way. That Ten of Wands means that for some of you, you took a break from the dating scene because it was either oversaturated or you felt people ghosted or abandoned or breadcrumbed or were inconsistent. They were not looking for the long term. Or for some of you, it just felt like it was not the right thing to connect to at this time. But that card in this position indicates that, there is a new start. There is a new beginning here. And I feel a lot of you took a break from the dating scene, finally said no to free yourself up, to lighten the energy so you could prioritize your own needs and give back to yourself. I mean, a lot of you with that Queen of Wands, you're having a glow up. You are attracting a lot of attention. You're magnetic. The earthly plane position, we got the Five of Cups. As I said, it's a struggle. It's hard. It can mean that your expectations in love have not been met just yet, but you're in an ebb and flow of emotion. Now, for some of you, this can be that sometimes you want a relationship and other times you're like, I'm good with that one. Okay, so it could be that you're working out what it is that you want there, but I feel a lot of you are reconnecting to a part of yourself that you feel like you lost touch with, especially since we got that Temperance card right there. You're trying to get your life back into balance, rebuild in some areas as well there. But the Five of Cups, I actually see this as a super positive card because it means you're letting go of so many things, so many blockages, anything that's in the way. There's a freedom that comes with that. And whatever is not working for you anymore, and this could be that you tend to meet a certain person in a certain type of place, and you're like, you know what, that doesn't serve me anymore. I don't align with that. You may be even noticing that hobbies or places just don't feel the same that they used to. So you're outgrowing a lot of things right now because you're evolving to find a path that you connect to, and that's where you meet your soulmate. There's always those two cups in the back of a Five of Cups, which means that which you feel like you have lost, there is something more fulfilling to replace. So I do see you're aligned right now with a person who emotionally gets you. I mean, also a Five of Cups can connect to an emotional shock. So it could be that you've been going through something very intense in your life right now. This could be, as I said, a loss of a way of living or a breakdown of structure in your life, and you're just trying to recalibrate in some way, or you've been let down or disappointed in love, and you're kind of like appreciating the moment right now. And I also feel this can be connected to the Tower in a way where there may have been 3 a.m. thoughts where you felt isolated, alone, or that you feel like you go unnoticed or unseen, that you blend into the background, but actually your personal power is the Tower, which means you stand out naturally. You're someone who stands out, but perhaps you grappled with some sort of confidence issue in the past and you're trying to build your confidence back there, because Queen of Wands is a confidence card. So I would say a lot of you may be learning to step into your power more, erect healthier boundaries, but turn this energy of doubt into possibility. That's what the Five of Cups can be. You're turning doubt into possibility. You're starting to awaken to a fact, because the Tower is an awakening card, like a sudden realization card, that perhaps time is a factor and you're like, you know what, actually, I'm just enjoying living and being me. So I want to get out there and be more active. So that's the main energy I've got coming through. We've got the Hangman. And this is a card of pause, or even feeling like your life was turned upside down in some way and you're just recalibrating. You're learning a lot of lessons. You're learning more about yourself. This is inner wisdom. This is about you kind of like maybe even yourself shook up your life in some way, because the Hangman puts himself on the tree of life to get new perspectives. And with the Tower and the Ten of Wands, this could be that you've been restructuring your life, maybe a relocation, maybe a transformation, and you're like, I got to get this thing out of the way first, and then when I feel ready, then I will put myself in a position to get out there. Okay, so that's coming through strongly. Hangman tells me you've waited a long time for love, but it's in the past position. So I feel like your wait is coming to an end. So that's why your Ten of Wands is there. Something is coming to an end, and it feels like with that Tower, you're taking a leap of faith. You're breaking out of a cycle or a routine, something that has kept you stuck or structured. I always say, like, the Tower can be like a prison where you go round and round circles, same type of energy, same experiences, same people, same places, and you feel like, enough already. I'm getting a bit frustrated. I need to break out of this. I need something more, something different. So a lot of you could be planning something, because you have that Two of Wands there, planning some sort of vacation, a trip, for example. Two of Wands is constantly waiting and waiting, but this is alignment. When you get a Two of Wands, it's not just waiting. It has an expectation attached to it. There is something more. You can see on the horizon, the vibrations are changing. You have plans in motion. You're feeling restless. When we feel restless, that is a Tower moment as well. It means we're stuck in something that we just want to break out of. So it can be that you want something more. You've been waiting and watching for some time, and now you're realizing that actually you've been learning about what you want in a relationship, what you certainly do not want, and you're engaging more deeply in the process of envisaging a new life or something new, a new relationship. So whatever it is, you're currently aligning with the vibrations of it, because the Two of Wands means that the universe is aligning you to bring you what you want. Okay, so with this Two of Wands energy, I feel that you're at the planning stage of something. So this could be that, you are booking an event, or you are deciding to go to something, you feel called to something. Your heart is being called in a certain direction. That's your guide saying you need to be at this event. So whatever it is right now, it's going to be different for all of you. Some of you may suddenly, because of course the Tower can be like spontaneity. Suddenly you decide to book something that maybe is out of your comfort zone, and you're planning it. You purchase it and you're locked into it. It's in the diary, but you have to wait for it to happen. But where you are going to, whatever this is, I mean, this could also be a sudden invitation that comes in and you decide to go, you know what, I'm going to go. Whatever it is, I feel you meet this person at this event. And I actually feel it's not too far away for a lot of you there, because the Chariot card is telling me about action and time speeding up a little bit. So that means it's quite quick there. And the Emperor is a person in your near energy. So this is the next 6 weeks position. The Emperor energy, of course, tells me you have a lot of responsibility and a sense of duty to keep life structured and lock onto your success goals. And of course, this also indicates you're looking for a person who is mature enough to know what they want in a relationship. And some of you may feel that, you are mature and that perhaps you go unnoticed in some way, but actually you stand out. And this is your time to really shine and be your wonderful magnetic self. I'm going to pull a card on that Emperor, okay, because the Emperor energy is first and foremost a person, and you've also got a Queen of Wands energy. So there could be a slight age gap there. This person coming in could be a little bit younger than you, but don't let that put you off. I just want to see that. I mean, for some of you, it could also be that perhaps they are just a little bit older than you. It feels like there's just a tiny age gap there. Let me just pull a card and see that. Knight of Swords. Major lifestyle changes and choices that you've been going through. You've been kind of like on the go. You've been super busy in your life, reshaping your life, erecting healthier boundaries. But when you get a Knight of Swords, this is a need to broaden your horizons, to get yourself out there, try new experiences. We've also got a Four of Pentacles. Now, Four of Pentacles does connect to, it's there's two energies here, two people, two knights there, but the Four of Pentacles connects to some sort of heritage. I'm just seeing artifacts. I'm seeing lots of artifacts in the water, like broken vases from like eons ago, you know, scrolls, just like coins that were forged very kind of like basely. It's like, you know, like Roman coins or something like that. I'm just seeing it. So this is very much giving me museum vibes or archaeology vibes, for example, artifacts, things like that. So that's coming through again. I cannot control the images that are coming through there. I do want to see, because right now I'm only getting vibes of like one person. So it's really random that I'm getting this two knights here. I mean, the Chariot can be a directional gauge. So I'm just going to pull a card and see whether these knights are two people, because what I'm getting is you changing how you broaden your perspective, like go to different events. And the Knight of Pentacles is an energy of being more stabilized. So I feel a lot of you could be making some major changes in your lifestyle right now. And when they settle, that's when you meet a commitment. That's the energy I'm getting from these cards, but I have to honor the fact that there are two people here. So I want to see if it's two people or whether this is, different stages of your life. Because the Four of Pentacles links them both, which means foundation, stability. And it can be that some of you have been holding on to a comfort zone or felt very rigid in some sort of routine. And it's about getting out there, doing something new, and then meeting a person that you feel like you want to settle down with. Six of Swords, Six of Wands. Yeah, okay. So more than anything, it's encompassing this sort of process towards finding love, because we have a King of Cups, which is the highest love that love has to offer there, and we've got the Six of Wands, which is being more active, getting yourself out there, allowing yourself to be seen, and the Six of Swords being guided to do something. So I'm being given a very strong energy that you invest in something or you pay for an event that you're really curious about or interested in, and it is here that you meet the person. So it's not two people. It's you kind of like being more active, being decisive, locking onto an event, securing a ticket or whatever it is that you go to there. For some of you, this could be something you're invited to as well. Maybe there's a couple of you going. Maybe that's why there's kind of group activity energy coming there. But Six of Wands is meeting someone that sees you in all your glory. Six of Swords means, someone in spirit is actually protecting you and guiding you. And you may, especially if you've had traumatic experiences, love in the past, you may be expecting like more of the same, but actually you're not going to have that, okay? You're fully like over this. You're not going to repeat a cycle of this. Also, for some of you, there may be some sort of, I don't want to say competitive energy to where you meet this person, like not a competition, but it can be where people win awards or awards are talked about or celebrated. So for example, if I'm bringing it back to the museum artifacts that I keep seeing, it can be that perhaps there's like a 50-year anniversary and, it's some sort of awarding kind of exhibition. Or perhaps you're going to an event that occurs at a gallery, for example, where they give out awards for Artist of the Year or something. So bear that in mind, because it feels like there's some sort of connection there. Or it could be like an award-winning establishment that you meet this person at, okay? But I feel like you're about to meet a person who's mature enough to know what they want in a relationship. This Emperor literally has a beautiful little heart there on their sleeve. So this person, they've been through life and challenges as well, but still they're open for love. They've been searching for love. They've been searching for you, basically. So I feel there is going to be a connection between you and someone new very, very soon. Now, your advice to yourself in this moment is the Temperance card. So this is about, balance, harmony in your life, and of course, patience. I feel like you've had a lot of patience. You waited a long time for the right person, but when it connects with this person, you'll know that it was worth the wait, okay? Temperance energy is you focusing on your sense of purpose, blending all your energies. I mean, this card can indicate evaluation, weighing things up, trying things out, trying new things. I keep getting this energy of you trying something new right now, something that you haven't done before, or being in your energy where you're in the flow. A lot of you as well, because there's a lot of challenging cards right at the beginning. You could be doing some major psychological healing at this time, and you're just, wanting to get to a place where you feel ready for love, prepared to share your space and your life with another person, blending your life with theirs, but not losing yourself in the relationship, being very independent and acknowledging that anyone who comes into your life is a welcome addition to your life, okay? So I feel, because it is a Sagittarius card as well, I feel like prioritizing your own needs, feeling emotionally imbalanced within yourself, focusing on what your body is telling you as well, looking at your hormones, your vitamins, minerals, making sure that you're on top of things when it comes to life in general, and being flexible, I would say. Because I am getting an energy of, perhaps it's like there's two events. There may be a clash, because I'm getting the Tower as a clash energy in a diary. They're showing me a diary right now, a diary clash. So either something gets canceled and it frees you up to go to some other event that's kind of similar, or perhaps there's some event that you were locked on to go to, and it either coincides with something else that you'd rather go to, and then you choose between the two events, or something gets rescheduled and it's just got a new time frame. You have to wait for it. There's something about a schedule change that happens in and around where you meet this person. Okay, that's coming through there as well. Now, Nine of Wands is circumstances outside of yourself. Nine of Wands means you're a very strong person and you have not given up on love. It also means you're nearly there. You're nearly at the point of having this new beginning, because of course, Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is your crossing position, so that can represent a blockage or something you haven't quite got yet. You haven't got to that place yet, but I feel like you're so close to meeting the one and you're not giving up on love. But also, I feel a lot of you, if you've gone through this shock, whatever this is, because these are challenging cards, and I didn't choose these cards for you, my beautiful Sagittarians, they popped out. So whether you are, under a lot of pressure in life because you have responsibilities, you're holding it all together, focusing on your finances and, just doing life, or whether you have been through a separation or you're in grief, I'm sending you a huge hug and so much love for all of those. But I feel like you are someone who is a warrior spirit, and you are someone who is currently at a position where you're feeling uncertain about your love life, but I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised, okay? Circumstances outside of yourself. When you meet this person, you may be a little bit guarded at first. You may be sussing this person out to see, who they are, their intentions in your life before you really connect or allow them in. Because the Tower, remember, is a structure of privacy as well. So it can be that it takes a lot for you to allow someone to come on in. But sometimes the Nine of Wands, it can literally mean like a very kind of grounded base energy of being taken unawares. So it can be that love finds you and it surprises you. You were not expecting it, especially since the Five of Cups is your earthly plane position. It's like you're looking in a different direction and suddenly love comes in and you were just not expecting it. So I'm getting a lot of like surprise energy, out of the blue energy. And I would say not love at first sight, although you want to believe in it. And when you meet this person, I feel like you're locked on, like, woo. This person, it's electric. I really want to get to know this person better. And there's part of you that's so kind of like, I want to say, not just pragmatic, but, realistic. Like, okay, I feel like I've got feelings for this person, even though I've only just met them. But there's part of you that's going to be like, okay, whoa, hold back. Don't rush into anything. Just let's see how this evolves and develops. So I feel like it could be love at first sight, but because of your previous experiences, you have kind of got a mechanism where you're like, okay, let's just assess the situation, okay? You're going to be a little bit guarded when you first meet this person. That's what I'm seeing there. Just going to pull a quick card on that Nine of Wands for you. Can you show me a little bit more about that Nine of Wands? What do my beautiful Sagittarians need to know about that Nine of Wands? Because this is an energy of tenacity, not giving up, but it can also be a guarding, like a threshold. I mean, for some of you, it could be, thanks so much, I'm so grateful. My guides are giving me threshold. I'm like, how is that like even relevant to the reading? But it can be that, having a healthy boundary, like, is a threshold where someone has to really step up to meet your requirements and expectations in a relationship because you have higher standards than perhaps you had in the past. That's just something that's coming through. But my guys are giving me something about thresholds. They're saying, no, it's more than that. It's more than that. And they're showing me lots of different thresholds. One is like when someone gets married, they carry their betrothed over the threshold. So they're showing me a threshold of like marriage, like a new stage, a new chapter. But also they're showing me like, in a gallery or a museum, the wire around like an exhibit or something, you cannot go over the threshold. There's a threshold there. So they're highlighting something to do with thresholds. So wherever you meet this person, there may be a locked off area that you cannot cross it. It feels like it's official. So again, it's coming back to museum or gallery energy. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that because my guides are saying there's a threshold. So now we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Moon. Yes, so it's the same energy. It's like 10 of Pentacles. You feel invested. You feel like, oh my gosh, there's a familiarity there. It feels like you want to invest in this. The 10 of Pentacles is a marriage card. So you may be meeting this new person and suddenly going, oh my gosh, I see my future with this person. But the Moon is like, okay, like, don't be so certain about that. Like, let's suss this out. There's an energy of... let's not romanticize the situation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's kind of like see how things go. But I feel this is, a romantic connection. The Moon can be that you're romancing your life a little bit more or you're open to romance, but it's going to make you feel a little bit hesitant or anxious or, cautious about commitment because this is a commitment card right here. So I feel suddenly when you're presented with happiness, especially if you've gone through some traumatic experiences in love in the past, when you're healing, there is this preconception that we heal to be strong so that we can like be ready for more conflict or more challenge or more trauma. But actually, the nature of especially psychological healing is to really like believe that you're worth the love that you truly deserve and desire. It is to believe that happiness can be for you and be long term. That you can find a loving relationship where someone invests in you and wants to be by your side and chooses you every day. But if you've had previous experiences where you've not like had that happen for you and you've had traumatic kind of experiences that went with that as well, you could be like programmed almost now to expect more trouble ahead. But you got that Six of Swords come out, which means that you're guided and protected and that, you're in a transition period towards something greater in your life. But that doesn't mean you're not going to be hesitant about it. So I feel there's a hesitancy with this card, but you're about to lock on to a very exciting, passionate relationship there. Now, this card is in the hope and a fear position. So there's something here about looks. I got to call it, okay? You're very attractive, both inside and out. And you really are the full package when it comes to a relationship. But you may have doubted that about yourself, or you may have had experiences that try to tear you down or knock your confidence. You're rebuilding in confidence here. And some of you may have even, because you have the Temperance card there, which can be psychological healing, some of you may have had body dysmorphia, okay, in the past, where you looked at yourself and you were not content, or you had an inner battle there regarding how you feel about yourself. And you may look back on photographs now of past you and think, oh my gosh, I was amazing. But at the time you felt a different way. Well, actually, you are amazing. Not you were amazing. You are amazing. You cannot be you in the past. You are you right now, and you're still magnetic. You're still amazing. You're still super attractive. This is a card of physical attraction. Okay, whenever you get the Queen of Wands, it can be about beauty, aesthetics. So I want you to be aware of that. So you're very attractive, and you're going to meet a person who complements you and your life, is what I see. Queen of Wands also, is an energy of wanting to meet a person. You're hopeful to meet a person where there is a spark, there is a chemistry, there is passion, there is intensity, but also depth. The Queen of Wands often gets misunderstood because the Queen of Wands is also a homemaker. So it can be that, you want a very exciting relationship, where you actually build a life together. Sometimes people feel that an exciting relationship only exists in but a breath of a moment, that it is here today, gone tomorrow. It's free-spirited, but not connecting to longevity. But that's not true. When you meet a person where it just connects, you keep that spark alive. And I feel like you are going to connect with a person who does that. And I feel for some of you, you've been learning more about your worth there. And also, I get an energy that some of you have been maybe a homebody recently and you're wanting to be a little bit more socially active or outgoing. So I feel this is you pushing yourself out of the comfort zone. That's why that tower is there. It's like you've been living in a certain structure for a while. Now you're breaking free from the structure and being more confident and outgoing within yourself to do more things, whether that's alone or something you're called to do in a group activity. I just feel like there's this energy of like wanting to shine your light, being inspired, creative collaborations, being in the company of like-minded people, expressing yourself, For some of you, if you're currently searching for friends, friendship circles, soul tribe members, I feel like you may get involved in the community in some way and meet people who are into things that you're into and actually, go out and have fun with those people, something new and different. And you actually will align with a person who is right for you there as well. I mean, the fear with this card in this position is meeting a person who's very chaotic, who is, living a life of excess and only thinks for today, doesn't think for the long term. Someone who is, very disruptive, impulsive. They live in the moment and they don't think about the consequences, and that they are like careless with your heart. And I feel like you're not meeting a person like that. Okay. Also, I feel like you need someone to step up, to take action, because you tend to be the person who takes action in relationships. You're very hands-on when it comes to relationships. You like to plan these special events and think of special things to do, but you may feel like, people don't match your energy, that you're always the person, creating the magic, bringing the magic, and you are aligning with someone who also brings that magic, and there's reciprocity there. There feels like someone who's stepping up to kind of treat you in the way that you deserve to be treated, but also in the way that you aspire to be treated, because that's how you treat people, if that makes sense, okay? Now, your outcome energy is the Chariot, so some of you are going somewhere. This could be travel. This could be that you're traveling outside your usual parameters. Doesn't mean that you're going abroad or, going to the next district or next state or, county or whatever it is. It can be that, you're just doing something that's outside your usual places that you frequent. So the Chariot card is movement and improvement. That's symbolically what it means. Also, it means like if you have been derailed in love in the past, you're getting back on the horse. You're literally like, you know what? I'm back in the game. I'm getting out there. I'm taking action, and you're going to be triumphant. This is a card of willpower, of pushing forward, being self-assured, being determined, and, reminding you that you shall overcome any obstacle to put yourself in a position to be where you are destined to be. And I feel this Chariot card, when it comes to love, this is about meeting a person who co-aligns with your energy. If you think about the nature of the Chariot card, there's normally two sphinxes or two horses, so two very independent energies, okay? And they co-align. They're heading in the same direction. And it's like spirit brings you together. It is like otherworldly energy that brings you both together to move in the same direction. So I definitely see that you will co-align with a person, and I feel that this is a passionate, driven relationship where two people get each other. Also, I would say this is often a card of destiny. Destiny brings you together with a person that you're meant to align with. And also for some of you, because there is this major restructure going on here with that Tower and the Ten of Wands, some of you could be relocating, moving to a new neighborhood, moving to a new country, moving job. You could be in a period right now where you're completely restructuring your life. And when you feel settled in that, when you feel like you've reached a destination point, that's when, everything starts to open up for you and you start to align with the one. But I would say Chariot card is victory. What is your intention? Your first card is the protagonist energy, which is your intention. Love, unity, a partnership, someone who gets you, sharing your life with somebody. That is your intention card right there. And the Chariot card literally means that you reach the destination of your intended point, which is a high-level relationship where there is unity, passion. So I feel like you are going to reach the pinnacle point of where you want to be in a loving relationship, and it's not too far away. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get some final cards to close your reading. We have I am celebrated. Yes, that's 6 of Wands energy. So, I mean, some of you could be winning an award because there's something about an award there, or maybe this is about you celebrating yourself and realizing that you are the reward. Okay, but it can be a place where you go to an event where people are celebrated for winning awards, or something is won, or there's like a monumental moment at the place, award-winning place, that sort of thing. But I'm celebrated. So for some of you, this could be like a celebration that you are attending at some point, or a place that brings people together. Lots of activity going on here. There's loads of hearts and stars. So that's healing and love, healing and love. And I feel this is about raising yourself up and recognizing that you are beautiful. I mean, there's a mirror right there. So this highlights self-image for some of you, not all of you, of course, but this card has popped out for a reason, and I picked up on the energy earlier. A person who's coming into your life, they're going to love you exactly the way you are. So, you know, we can only be ourselves. That is your unique power right now. You are you, and that is your superpower. So it's number 29. When you reduce it, that's number 11. That's a soul path number. That's you falling in love with you and your life. And number 7 on this card is a Chariot. So that means victory and alignment. So I feel like you're about to meet a person where the love language is literally reflected back at you. Also, bizarrely, I'm seeing a person who plays some sort of sport with a stick. I'm thinking hockey there. That's what I'm thinking right now. That's coming through there. So perhaps there's a game, or perhaps they're interested in a team, or perhaps they play themselves, or maybe you do. So I'm just seeing, I think it's hockey. Looking at it, it looks like a hockey stick. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay. Oh my God, really random, said go again. Okay. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. So I just saw what you got. We have the bat. So this can be that you're removing things that drain you from your life. Perhaps you have had someone like that who was toxic in the past, a toxic relationship, especially with that Tower and that 10 of Wands. It's fully over. You're not going back there. But also, you know, the bat can indicate once bitten, twice shy if you've had a very damaging experience when it comes to love. Okay. And we have a pair. So I would say you're going to be a couple because we got a pair there. So this is a healthy relationship. You know, sweet reward. You're in a transition towards meeting the love of your life, someone who is going to align with everything you desire love to be. And I feel like you can have your happy ever after. It does exist, but it exists with the right person. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Sagittarians. Thank you so much, and love and light.